The Horrible Night, a noir comedy by Jordan Lawson. The characters are
Sam Bafford, a man constantly on edge, played by Jordan Lawson.
Inspector John Grogan, a small-town police officer, played by Craig Leimkuehler.
Lily Lassiter, local resident of this stupid small town. I'm mean. Played by Lisa Illiana.
Mercy Mendelson, Sam's love interest, played by Catherine.
Pete Winchell, a security guard, Gruff, played by Eric.
Waitress, a cheated worker, played by Lynne.
and the narrator, played by yours truly, Susan. Music effects by Craig Leimkuehler and sound effects by Lynne Nash.
All right, Sam, where were you between 12 p.m. and 2 a.m. last night?
The scene is the local police station in Farewell, New Hampshire. Sam Bradford, a local resident, is being questioned by the police inspector, John Grogan.
Look, Inspector, where would I be? I was sound asleep at my home at the other end of town.
Well, the one who lives near you saw a man run around the neighborhood in his pajamas. What do you say to that?
I say, he probably froze his hindquarters off in this weather.
Huh, don't get cute with me, Sam. She said the man looked a lot like you.
Oh, my God, I just remembered I was having a bad dream.
What kind of dream?
Oh, well, I was locked in a jail cell at a maximum security prison.
What did you do to end up in prison?
I don't know. I can't remember. It's all a blur.
Okay, buddy, enjoy your time in the slammer.
Okay, buddy, enjoy your time in the slammer. We'll give you 3 squares a day and an hour of exertion out in the yard. If you don't play nice, we'll invite you to stay longer.
What did I do? What did I do?
You know what you did, and we can't let you do it again.
I was there, young man. I saw you do it.
Do what? And what are you doing in my jail cell?
Do not get fresh with me, young man.
Oh, Sam, how could you?
Mercy, what are you doing here? We were supposed to go to the movies this weekend, but I wound up in jail.
What did you do to wind up in here?
I don't know. Nobody will tell me.
I'll tell you what you did. You parked your car in my parking space. Mine! Inspector Grogan, issue this man a parking ticket.
Hey, I got something else. Last week, this spendthrift came into my coffee shop and ordered a piece of pine coffee and never left a tip, not even a dime.
What? For that, I go to prison?
That's right. You should be ashamed.
That's it? That was your dream?
Those women never liked me.
If you don't get out of here in the next few seconds, I'll arrest you for irritating a police officer.
You can do that?
Don't try me, Sam. Put it again in your shoe and beat it.
Go on, Inspector. I'm out of here.
The Cookies by Laura Luu. Characters, narrator is yours truly, played by Carol. Music by Craig Leimkuehler. Sound effects by Lynne Nash.
Tommy, a 10-year-old boy and badly behaved older brother, played by Eric.
Bessie, an 8-year-old girl, Tommy's little sister, played by Laura.
Mrs. Snickers, the mother, mid-30s, sweet yet strict, played by Rosie.
Mr. Snickers, the father, same age as his wife, easygoing, played by Thomas.
On a hot summer day in Dayton, Ohio, the children of Mr. and Mrs. Snickers are in the living room. Tommy 10 is lying on the sofa. Sister Betsy 8 is wearily fanning him.
95, 96, 97, 99, and 100. Okay, I'm done.
Oh, no, you're not. You need to do another 100 or I'll tell Mom what you did.
That's not fair. You said only 100.
Well, now it's 200 times.
I don't want to do anymore. My arms are killing me.
Okay, your choice. I'll tell Mom you ate her secret stash of cookies.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
That's more like it. Now, I want you to fan my feet.
Ew. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Hey, that's cheating. Fan stronger, I'm telling.
Tommy, I'm doing it as best as I can.
Meanwhile, Mrs. Snickers is in the basement. She looks behind her to make sure no one is there. Then she reaches the top shelf to take down a very special box of cookies that she bought last week to serve her mother, who is coming over to see her family this evening.
These are delicious. I'm so glad I got the last box. Mother will be so happy when I serve her these. Oh, that's strange. 2, 4, 6, 10, 15, 20, 21? Why only 21 cookies left? I ate one yesterday and another one the day before that. Everyone, family meeting now.
Seated at the kitchen table are Mr. and Mrs. Snickers, Tommy and Betsy.
I'd like to know who's been eating the special cookies that I plan to serve Grandma this weekend. The box contained 30 cookies. Now there are only 21.
No one speaks up.
Mother wants to know who ate her prize cookies.
30 minus 21. That's 9. Oh my gosh, 9 cookies are missing. Mother, I promise, I only ate one.
And I only ate 2. That's because I saw Betsy eat one first and she told me it was delicious.
Honey, I might have eaten a few, but only to see if they were suitable to serve Grandma.
Father, you ate 6 cookies.
No, that's impossible. I couldn't have eaten 6 cookies. I only ate 3, I swear.
1 plus 2 plus 3, 6. That's equal 6. 3 cookies are still missing.
Well, I may have nibbled just a bit, but only because I wanted to see if they were good or not.
And you evil Tommy, you also ate the cookies. Why did you make me fan you? Now you have to take the trash out for me this whole week.
Just then the telephone rings and Mrs. Snickers answers.
Hello? Oh, hello, Mother. Oh, Oh, no. I'm sorry to hear that. Please take care, and we'll see you when you feel better. Grandma's sick and will not be able to come over this weekend after all.
Well, how do you like that? I'm sorry, honey. That means only one thing.
What's that, dear?
That means we can eat the rest of the cookies.
Honey!
I call dibs.
Me first. You owe me.
You kids get back here now.
The Welcome Wagon by Catherine Close. Cast,
Gladys Murdoch, a busybody and a gossip, played by Lynne Nash.
Marian Snell, a new neighbor, 30s, confident.
Matt Snell, Brady's husband, 30s, hardworking, played by Craig Leimkuehler.
Narrator played by Carol. Music by Craig Leimkuehler. Sound by Lynne Nash. Welcome to Life in the Suburbs. This week we find Gladys, a self-appointed neighborhood welcome wagon, has just appeared on Marian Snell's front porch and is artfully arranging her basket of goodies.
Sorry, doorbells don't always work. I'm Gladys Murdoch, the neighborhood welcome wagon.
Why, how nice. I am Mrs. Marian Snell. Won't you come in? Would you like some coffee?
Yes, thank you. I just stopped by to welcome you to the neighborhood. Have you met any of your neighbors?
Just our next door neighbor, Mrs. Smith. She seems very nice.
You better keep a tight rein on your man when she's around.
Whatever do you mean?
The menfolk around here think she's awfully nice too, especially Bob Henshaw. He lives right on the other side of her place. He's been trimming her hedges for years, if you get my drift. Linda's a divorcee. Apparently one man isn't enough to satisfy her. But I didn't come to gossip. Let's change the subject. Do you and your husband have any children?
No, my husband and I have tried for years without success. Now he buries himself in his work, and I work as an interior decorator.
That's too bad. Children are such a blessing. But you do have a lovely home here. I love what you've done with the place. It's the same model as Spratt's down the street, but yours is much nicer. No one would ever want to buy the Spratt home.
Why not? I should think it would be a very popular layout.
People may love the layout, but they get cold feet when they hear about the death in the basement.
Death in the basement?
Yes, they say Mr. Spratt passed away in the basement of natural causes, but I think Mrs. Spratt caught him mowing Mrs. Smith's lawn, if you catch my meaning. But enough chatter about that. Let's change the subject. If you look in the basket, you'll find some peach jam I made from scratch.
Oh, how very kind. I'm sure we'll enjoy it.
The peaches came from the tree that hangs over the fence from the Wilson's yard right onto public property, which is why I always help myself. You can't miss the Wilson's property. It's like an overgrown jungle. What a disaster. It's an embarrassment, if you ask me. Brings the property value of the whole neighborhood. The peaches do make good jam, though.
Well, as I said, I'm sure we'll enjoy it. My husband loves peach jam.
Just out of curiosity, what does your husband do for a living?
He's a pathologist. As a matter of fact, he may be working on the death of Mr. Spratt this very minute.
Really? You don't say. Oh, look at the time. I need to get going. I'll just take my things and go.
Gladys, don't you want to leave your basket of peach jam?
I just noticed this jar isn't properly sealed. This batch may be spoiled. Gotta run. Bye.
As Gladys makes a hasty exit, Mr. Snell emerges from his home office.
I'm sorry, dear. I didn't realize we had company. I just went over the lab work on the Spratt case. Turns out it wasn't a heart attack. He was poisoned. By the way, who's that at the door?
That was Gladys Murdoch welcoming us to the neighborhood. She left in a terrible hurry, so much so She took the peach jam she brought over for us.
Oh, what a shame. I love peach jam. Oh, you should have asked her for a recommendation for somebody to do our yard work. I'm so busy, I won't have time.
Don't worry, dear. She gave me an excellent recommendation for someone who has a reputation for trimming bushes. I'll be sure to look him up while at work.
And thus concludes this week's episode of Life in the Suburbs. Please join us next week for another episode.
I'll Have Thee by Lynne Nash. The characters, in order of appearance, are the narrator, played by Lisa, as well as Melba, again, played by me.
Mr. Handsome. Handsome man knows it. Arrogant, played by Jordan Lawson.
Bozo thinks he's handsome, but he's really funny and his jokes are really bad.
Henry, rude, tries to be flirty but fails, played by Eric.
Centenarian, 100-year-old man, hard of hearing, played by Thomas.
Beauty queen. Beautiful but ditzy girl, early 20s, played by Catherine.
Chris P. Bacon, beauty queen's boyfriend, a Shakespeare student at the local college, likes to overact, played by Eric.
Margaret, a food server whose name is clearly displayed on her name tag, played by Lynne.
The setting is a roadside diner in Iowa. At Rise, Mr. Handsome walks into the diner. Margaret greets him, pencil and pad in hand.
Hey, you handsome. Have a seat right here. What you want? Coffee, tea, or me?
Let's see. I'll have the crepe, Suzette.
Name is Margaret. See, it's on my name tag.
Well then, I'll have the crepes, Margaret.
Okay, Guy, make up your mind. The crepes Suzette or the crepes regular. We don't have any crepes, Margaret.
You said that was your name, Margaret.
Look, it makes no difference what my name is. What you want to order?
The crepes, Suzette. It's a thin pancake, served with a lovely Grand Marnier.
I don't care how grand your Marnier is. Just tell me, crepes, regular, or Suzette?
Margaret, I want Suzette with my Grand Marnier.
Well, do you have her phone number? I'll call her.
Never mind. Do you have any peach, Melba?
Melba's the cook. Hey, Melba, slice some peaches for this bozo.
A new customer enters, dressed as a clown, sits in the booth near Mr. Handsome.
Did I hear my name? I'll take some peaches too, Melba.
My name's Margaret, and Melba's the cook. She's slicing peaches for that other bozo in the booth.
My name's Bozo too. Bozo the clown. What a coincidence. Well, Maggie, tell Melba I'll have her toast and some Oreos.
Okay, Melba's toast. But Oreos? We don't have any Oreos.
Oh, come on, Maggie. Or you gonna give me a kiss or what?
Get out of here, you bozo.
You mean me? Or the bozo in another booth? Well, I'm leaving. Tell Melba to cancel the toast. I have some cheese to go. Everything's gonna be all right. Anyway, I'll take it in a relationship.
And Margaret is my name, not Maggie. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
A new customer sits at the booth just vacated by Bozo.
Hey, Max, give me a menu.
Don't be rude. I have enough on my plate already, and it's not your tacos. And Margaret's my name, not Mags.
Glad to meet you, Mags. I mean, Margaret. I'm Henry.
Oh, Henry, this ain't no candy store. It's a diner. What you want?
Well, I'll have your fuzzy navel.
My fuzzy what? Looky here, Hank, you can't talk to me like that. How about I bust your chops?
Chops sounds good. You got pork or lamb?
We got lamb chops. Now what you want with that?
I'm in the mood for a drink. Bring me a little sherry.
She's not working tonight, but she's got a fella.
How about a nice Shirley Temple?
She's a kid, you pervert. Get out of here.
Margaret's spirits improve as she seats a 100-year-old man we shall call the centenarian at a booth that Henry just vacated.
Oh, just a minute, honey. Let me help you. How old are you anyways?
I'm 100 years old, going on 101 next week.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? God bless you, darling. Let me wipe down the booth, sweetie. That last guy was a real perv.
I'm sorry. At my age, I do have a lot of burps.
Oh, no, not burps. That last guy was a pervert.
Did you say dessert?
Not desert, a pervert.
Are you calling me a pervert?
Oh, just take the menu. I'm sure we can make something nice for you.
Well, then, it looks good. I think I'll have a quickie, my little Margie.
My name is not Margie. It's not Megs, not Maggie, or even Margaret, or even Peggy. It's Margaret. What did you say you wanted?
I really want a quickie. You know, Margaret, you're tart.
Oh, the world is full of perverts.
No dessert, just a quickie.
Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
At this point, Margaret exits, crying.
What did I do? I just asked for a quickie. Here on the menu.
Mr. Handsome, in the first booth, still slurping his peaches, turns to the centenarian.
Excuse me, sir. You know it's pronounced quiche, and it's not a tart. It's made of cheese.
Oh, that's very different. Never mind.
The centenarian leaves, and the beauty queen and her boyfriend enter. They sit at the booth vacated just by the centenarian, and Margaret returns from her break, wiping her eyes and blowing her nose.
What do you two want? And don't give me no beef.
I just won the title of Miss Cheesecake. See, it says so right here on my... Oh, what happened to my sash? I must have dropped it in the parking lot. Oh, well, this is my boyfriend, Chris P. Bacon. He studies Shakespeare at the local college.
Say, did your boyfriend come in here earlier? I thought he said his name was Henry.
The name's Bacon. Chris P. Bacon. It's my stage name.
Oh, Henry. Don't mind him. Crispy Bacon is just a stage he's going through.
My girlfriend not only won the Miss Cheesecake pageant, she also won the talent portion doing the cakewalk.
Wow! I just realized that makes me a dancing queen.
Yeah, so what? What do you want?
Well, Chris here wants the chicken.
Hey, Melba, how's our chicken supply?
Hey, truckload, just load in.
Did
I
say
think
murder most foul? Doth changeth my mindest. Do you have pig brains?
I don't know about pig brains, but my brain's fried.
I'm floundering.
Well, I'm a vegetarian, so I'll have the carrots and peas.
A
Well,
good
Max,
chef.
what do you recommend we get?
Uh,
I'll have the carrots and peas.
A good chef never cooks carrots and peas in the same pot.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll have the peas and carrots instead.
Well, Mags, what do you recommend we get?
I recommend you two get the heck out of here. Hear that bell? Stick a fork in me. I'm done.
How to Make Sense of the United States War Department by Lisa Illiana. Characters.
Eleanor, mother to Judy, we're obsessed with control, but quick-witted, played by Lisa.
Judy, in her teens, smart and kind, knows the power of reading, played by Catherine.
Narrator, played by Carol. Music by Craig Leimkuehler. It is midday, November 29th, 1942, and young Judy is sitting at the dining room table reading the newspaper when her mother, Eleanor, comes in with a list for the grocery store.
Judy, why aren't you getting ready to go to the market? Where is your hat, young lady? And where are your gloves? Never mind, I'm just going to lend you a pair of mine. The war is no excuse for not being properly attired.
That's true, Mother. However, I'm reading this article in the newspaper from the War Department. It says
I don't really care. I know it's very important, darling, but there are things to do in this home, and I suggest that you get started. Now, what is keeping you from going to the market? Oh, we need coffee.
Well, Mother, the Office of Price Administration says that starting today, coffee is being rationed. We'll be entitled to £1 every 5 or 6 weeks to each person over the age of 15. It's all part of the war effort.
What? Are they mad? That's barely 1 cup a day. We're not getting coffee from the Germans or the Japanese. There should be plenty of coffee from the South Americans.
Well, you would think so, but the merchant ships are needed elsewhere for the war effort, and they make easy targets for the German U-boats.
First, they ration tires. Okay, I won't buy any new tires. Then they ration gas. 3 gallons a week. Fine, I'll walk. But now sugar and coffee? What's next? Meat, cheese, canned milk? What does that article say exactly?
Well, it says the Office of Price Administration, established within the Office of Emergency Management by President Franklin Roosevelt's Executive Order number 8875 and administered by Mr. Leon Henderson, will hereby and henceforth limit the purchase and consumption of caffeine-based nutrients, more commonly referred to but not limited to Joe, Jitter Juice, Bean Juice, Java, Dirt, Mud, or coffee, to £1 every 5 or 6 weeks to any and all citizens, immigrants, as well as to anyone visiting the 48 states and or territories over the age of 15 years old until the Office of Price Administration deems such aforementioned rationing to be unnecessary. Anyone who violates or aids and or abets those violating the Rationing Act will be subject to a fine of $10,000 and or imprisonment.
They sit in solemn silence as they try to figure out what Judy just read.
Judy,
Yes, Mother?
am I getting older faster than everyone else?
No, Mother. You're not getting old any faster than the rest of us.
Then why can't I understand a word of what you just read?
I didn't understand a single word of it either. But I have a good idea, though.
About the letter? What is it?
No, not about the letter. Let's get our hats and our gloves and let's go see that new picture show at the Palladium. It's called Casablanca with Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman.
Oh, that does sound like a good idea, darling. Let's do.
First Impressions by Craig Leimkuehler. Our story begins in the office of Professor D.B. Thorpe. Dr. Thorpe is a lepidopterist and specializes in the study of South American butterflies. We find a young woman, very poised and in control, filing away some papers. Suddenly there is a pounding on the office door. On the other side of the door is Professor Harold Evanston, a young man on a mission. While he may have a handle on the world of academics, he finds women to be an unsolvable mystery.
I am Professor Harold Evanston, and I need to see Professor D.B. Thorpe. Please, can you tell me where I can find her?
Oh, then look no further. I can tell you exactly where Professor Thorpe is. But out of curiosity, why is it so vitally important that you speak with Dr. Thorpe?
Not that it's any of your business, miss, but I'm applying for a grant for the New York Butterfly Society, and with his support, I feel confident that I can get it.
And have you ever met the professor?
Well, not face to face, but we've been corresponding over the past few weeks. He's been doing some fascinating work down in South America, and he's supposed to return today.
Yes, I know. So you have no idea what Professor Thorpe looks like?
I fail to see what the professor's physical appearance has to do with anything. He could be fat, bald, and toothless, for all I care.
I should hope not.
Now, for the last time, can you please tell me where I can find Professor Thorpe?
In Professor Thorpe's office.
Now look here, young lady. The only people in Professor Thorpe's office are you and me.
And if you're not Professor Thorpe, then by process of elimination...
But you're a woman!
That's right, a woman. My parents and doctor in the delivery room were the first to note that fact.
Dr. Thorpe just returned from 3 months in the Amazon rainforest.
That's correct. I just returned. Would you like to see my passport?
No, it's not necessary. I feel like a fool. Please forgive me. Is there anything I can do to make it up?
Well, yes, there is a...
After plans are made between Dr. Evanston and Dr. Thorpe, we find the scene shifting to the family home of Professor Thorpe, where we find Professor D.B. Thorpe unpacking while her mother, Eleanor Farnsworth Thorpe, enjoys her morning tea.
Dorothy, darling, I'm so glad that you're back from your trip to South Africa. I need to discuss some things with you.
It was South America, not South Africa, Mother. Didn't you read the letters that I sent you?
Why, of course, dear. But while you were traipsing around the jungles of wherever, I was busy planning the wedding.
I was not traipsing. I was doing research. And what wedding?
Why, your wedding to Francis Xavier Monsnell, of course.
Oh, That wedding. The one that's not happening. Don't get me wrong. Francis is a wonderful catch for somebody, but not me.
Now, don't you be so quick to dismiss him. He's already the executive vice president of the bank.
Well, his father owns the bank. And when I told him I studied butterflies, he thought I studied leopards. Well, we have nothing in common.
You're nearly 30. It's time to start thinking about starting a family.
Why? Are we running out of them?
Oh, very funny. But you know what I mean. So you're not in love with him. In time, you could learn to love him.
Methuselah couldn't live that long. Now, for the record, I am not getting married, and I'm especially not marrying Francis Xavier Nuchel. And now, I have a lunch date with Professor Harold Evanston at the tea room at the St. Mark's Hotel.
While Professor Thorpe heads for the tea room, let's listen in to Professor Evanston and his buddy Johnny Green at Melba's Cafe.
Yes, I'll have the foie gras, please.
The meeting with Dr. Thorpe did not go as I had planned.
So he gave you the cold shoulder.
No, it's just more like the soft shoulder.
What?
Dr. Thorpe, it turns out, is a woman.
You're kidding me, right?
Huh, I only wish I was. I'm taking her to lunch at the tea room in the St. Mark's Hotel.
That's going to get you set back a few sawbucks.
I look at it as an investment in my future.
Normally, I'd tell you to turn on the charm, but I know you haven't got any. It probably won't matter anyway. I'm guessing she's rather plain and unattractive.
No, on the contrary. She's rather attractive. Long dark hair, a sparkling smile, and a swell figure.
In that case, maybe I should come along, for moral support.
Thanks, but I think I'll take a pass. I've got to catch a streetcar to St. Mark's if I'm going to make my appointment with Dr. Thorpe.
Professor Evanston departs Maples and hops on a passing streetcar to the St. Mark's Hotel.
Oh, tickets, please.
I'm sorry, I seem to have misplaced my ticket.
Come on, buddy. Cough up the ticket or 15 cents. I haven't got all day.
I'm sure it's here somewhere.
The conductor grabs him by the collar.
Wait.
And gives Professor the old heave-ho.
Out the door, out.
Well, it looks like I'm going to be walking the 3 miles to the St. Mark's Hotel.
And so the professor makes his way to St. Mark's Hotel and the venerated tea room where the finest members of society gather.
What do you mean you're out of the foie gras?
This way, Professor Thorpe.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the invitation. It was very kind of you. Do you come here often?
Oh, yes, all the time.
Oh, strange. I've never seen you here.
It's been a while.
We should order lunch.
What appeals to you?
Let's live dangerously and try the caviar.
Oh, my. That may be too much danger.
Something wrong?
No, nothing at all.
Then let's order.
Wait. There's a cheese tray.
Oh, cheese is so mundane and boring.
And yet cheese is very patriotic. Or at least some cheese is.
Cheese is patriotic?
Oh, yes, much more than caviar.
Oh, I must admit there is a bigger selection.
What are our choices?
They have cheddar.
To you British.
Brie.
To French.
Feta.
To Greek.
Gorgonzola.
To Italian.
Blue cheese.
To the press.
Gouda.
It may be good enough for some, but not for me.
Swiss.
I'm neutral on their cheese.
American.
Yes, good old American cheese. The kind of cheese that made our country so great. The cheese our forefathers fought and died for.
Our forefathers? They fought and died over the British over cheese? Here I was thinking it was tea.
It There may have been some tea involved.
You certainly have a unique take on American history. I would love for you to meet my Aunt Clara.
Is your aunt a history buff?
Oh, you could say that. She teaches history at the university.
Let me guess, advanced doctoral thesis?
Oh, right you are. But you didn't come here to discuss the use of cheese in the American Revolution now, did you?
No, I didn't. I want to talk to you about the New York Butterfly Society.
I'm only a junior member, but my mother is on the board.
Really? Could you introduce me?
Oh, I could. But why?
I have this thesis that I'm working on, but I need to mount an expedition.
Oh, where would this expedition be going to?
Into the deepest heart of Africa.
Intriguing. I've been thinking about expanding my field of expertise. This sounds like the beginning of a great adventure.
So join us next week for another exciting episode of First Impressions.
Professor Harold Evanson, played by Craig Leimkuehler.
Professor D.B. Thorpe, played by Lisa, Illiana.
Eleanor Farnsworth Thorpe, played by Catherine.
Johnny Green, played by Eric.
The conductor, played by Jordan Lawson.
And yours truly, Thomas, as the narrator, saying until next time, may all your first impressions be good ones.
With Lynne Nash on sound effects and Craig Leimkuehler on music.
The Department of Missing Socks, presented by Finnegan, Family of Fine Foghorns, by Craig Leimkuehler. The characters: announcer, a calm, reassuring presence, but still enthusiastic and very intense, played by Carol. Music by Craig Leimkuehler. Sound effects by Lynne Nash.
Mrs. Bundy, a typical 50s mom.
Tell you what, let's stop. Let's stop. We'll do it again because let's try to get a clean recording. We're close enough to the top that we can do that. So I'm going to.
The Department of Missing Socks, presented by Finnegan's Family of Fine Foghorns, by Craig Leimkuehler. The characters: announcer, a calm, reassuring presence, but still enthusiastic and very intense, played by Carol. Music by Craig Leimkuehler. Sound effects by Lynne Nash.
Mrs. Bundy, a typical 50s mom, not unlike Mrs. Cleaver, played by Susan.
Little Timmy, a typical 9-year-old full of enthusiasm, played by Laura.
Sherri Hill, a seasoned veteran of the Department of Missing Socks. A no-nonsense, straight-shooter kind of guy. Sam Spade of Socks. Also a sock straight, played by Craig.
Amanda Toe, a recent graduate of the Missing Socks Academy. She represents the next wave at the Department of Missing Socks, determined that there is a place for women in the Department of Missing Socks, played by Catherine.
Captain Talliser, a rough older man with high standards, at the Department of Missing Socks, played by Jordan Lawson.
Mr. Teasdale, nervous, very concerned about how the world sees him, played by Thomas.
Mrs. Teasdale, eager to please her husband and be the ideal wife, played by Rosie.
It's time once again for another thrilling tale from the Department of Missing Socks, presented by Finnegan Family of Foghorns. Yes, when you need a foghorn, you will find no finer foghorn than a Finnegan foghorn. Don't believe me? Just ask Mrs. Bundy of Elkhart, Indiana.
With 12 kids, it took forever to call everyone in for dinner, but not anymore. With the new Finnegan foghorn, I can call the whole family in before dinner gets even cold.
And with the Foghorn Code Book, you can personalize your Foghorn message to each person in your family circle.
Yes. For example, my oldest daughter, Amelia, knows 3 short blasts means it's time to bring in the washing. And even little Timmy knows 2 short and 2 long blasts means dinner is ready. It's kind of like having a Morse code for foghorns.
That's right. And now we are expanding our line of foghorns to include portable models that can be mounted on your car, truck, or even bicycle.
Gee, Mom, that sounds swell. Can I get a Finnegan foghorn for my bike?
Sure, Tammy, if you do all of your chores.
While Tammy does her chores, let's check out the Department of Missing Socks' latest case. Argyl's gone astray. It's a hot August morning as the story begins. We find our agents, Harry Heel and Amanda Toe, have just been summoned to the office of Captain Tallis. A ceiling fan turns slowly overhead to no avail.
First, I'd like to commend you both on the fine work you did on cracking the tube sock case. I had my doubts, but you proved me wrong, so congratulations.
Thank you, Captain. But first, I need to tell you we call them athletic socks now.
Athletic, too? What's the difference? They're all socks. The important thing is you found them.
Tube socks were invented by the Nelson Knitting Company, but they failed to patent the design, and soon other companies flooded the market with their own tube socks. Later, they became known as athletic socks.
Look, I didn't call in here for a history lesson. I have another case for you.
Considering nearly 3,000 socks go missing every month, I'm not surprised.
The word sock originates from the socks, which is Latin for the soft shoes that comic actors wore back in the ancient Roman times.
Once again, I don't need a history lesson. What I do need is for the two of you to track down a pair of missing Argyle socks. A Mr. Michael Tisdale, located in Maple Valley, was preparing to go to a job interview when he noticed that his lucky pair of Argyle socks were missing. Your job is to find his missing socks and get him to that job interview.
Don't worry, Captain. We'll track down the missing Argyles and get Mr. Teasdale to his interview. Come on, Harry, let's roll.
As Harry and Amanda set out to Maple Valley, let's look in the home of Mr. and Mrs. Teasdale and see what's happening there.
They have to be somewhere.
Yes, dear, of course they do. But I can't imagine where they've gone off to. I was certain they were in the dryer.
Did you check the dryer?
Of course I did. That was the first place I looked.
Well, check again.
Oh, Michael, dear, you need to calm down. I've called the Department of Missing Socks, and they're sending 2 of their best agents.
What? Have you no shame? What will the neighbors think?
Who cares what the neighbors think? We've got to find your lucky Argyle socks.
Just then, there is knocking at their door.
Oh, it must be the agents from the Department of Missing Socks.
Good morning. I'm Agent Harry Heel, and this is my partner, Amanda Toe. We're from the Department of Missing Socks.
Won't you please come in? I'm Betty Teasdale, and this is my husband, Michael Teasdale.
I'm so embarrassed. Nothing like this has ever happened to us before. I blame my wife.
What? I tried my best to find your socks. Why would I lose your socks?
Okay, folks, let's all take a deep breath and calm down. Good. We all need to work together. Making rash accusations isn't getting us anywhere. Now, can you describe the socks?
They are black with a red diamond pattern. They're 100% wool, about mid-calf high.
Is it possible that you let your socks out to a neighbor or a friend?
Well, we are a respectable, decent family, and we do not share socks with our neighbors.
Now, sir, we just need to check all the possibilities. Your personal sock life is your own affair. Do you recall the last time you had the missing socks?
Well, it had to be this past Monday when I did the laundry, but I already checked the dryer.
Quick, take us to the laundry room.
Open the washing machine.
They're not here. I was so certain we'd find them, clinging to the inside of the drum. You'd be surprised how often that happens.
What else was in the laundry that day?
Oh, just the usual. Pants, shirts, etc. And of course the sheets, since it was Monday.
Was one of them a fitted sheet?
Why, yes, of course.
Quick, to the bedroom.
Remove the pillows, the bedspread, and the top sheet.
Look, there's a lump in the lower right corner. Lift up that corner.
It's the missing socks. Hooray! I can still make my interview. How can we ever thank you?
Seeing you and your socks reunited is all the thanks that we need.
We don't do it for the fame and glory, but rather for the idea that every pair of socks deserves a good home. Now you take good care of those socks.
And thus ends this week's episode of the Department of Missing Socks. Tune in next week for another exciting episode. And don't forget to pick up a Finnegan foghorn wherever fine foghorns are sold.